MC for tonight's event. At this time, I would like
Please bow your heads. Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather on this day. We ask for your blessing on this meeting, Lord. We ask that you guide our State of the City address so that it is full of wisdom, productivity, and respect for one another. We ask for your inspiration and insight as we celebrate the accomplishments of our city. We ask for peace and harmony for the residents of our community. Thank you for helping us to accomplish our work and goals. In your name, we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of colors by the El Centro Police Explorers Post 1908.
Detail, hold. Left, mark.
I would like to ask Chief Sawyer to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good evening. Please face the flag. Place your hand over your heart. Sorry, wrong place. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Thank you.
Color guard. Present. Arm. Order. Arm. Color guard. Half turn. March. Prepare. Color. Detail. Pose. Show colors. Present arms. Order arms. Right turn. March.
Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. So as I mentioned before, I'm Sherry Cowie, and I'm an executive board member of the Imperial Valley Regional Chamber of Commerce. I am also the chairperson for the Government Affairs Committee. As regional chamber, we partner with many organizations throughout the Imperial Valley, including the city of El Centro. Therefore, on behalf of the Regional Chamber of Commerce, I will be giving you the state of the chamber. August 2022 marked 1 year since the inception of the Imperial Valley Regional Chamber of Commerce, which is comprised of the Westmoreland, Imperial, and Chambers of Commerce. Our mission is to dedicate ourselves to serving the Imperial Valley businesses, promote community prosperity through advocacy, economic development, connectivity, and business education. In the past 12 months, we have built a new regional chamber website, which was designed and donated by Barry Saltine. We have established a regional events calendar that can be found on the website and provides events that are happening throughout the Imperial Valley. And we've established 3 committees: the special events, the government affairs, and tourism and economic development, which focus on commerce and community across the Imperial Valley. We have extensive partnerships with Cal Chambers, the cities of El Centro, Imperial, and Westmoreland, NAF El Centro, the County of Imperial, IVC, IVEDC, and the Bureau of Land Management. We have also seen our membership rise by 18% from 364 members to 444 members in the past 12 months. In conjunction with our Special Events Committee, we've hosted 9 events, beginning with the Honey Festival last year in November, which was held in Westmoreland, as well as the El Centro Christmas Parade, Golden Jingle Bells, Christmas in a Small Town Village. Kicking off our first event for 2022 was the Air Show Gala, the Paint and Sip International Women's Day event, and the Cinco de Mayo Margarita Challenge. And if I can brag a little, my team won. The Pathways to Success Expo held at IVC, Christmas in July, and most recently in August, the Valley-wide Teachers Appreciation Event. Through a generous donation from BHLs in the amount of $25,000, we held 3 in-person events where we gave out supplies, including 3 smart boards and carts filled with art supplies and STEM supplies for entire classrooms. The events were held in Brawley, Imperial, and El Centro. We also handed out additional swag bags that were delivered to teachers in Calipatria, Sealy, Heber, Calexico, and Nyland for a total of 2,500 bags. Now on to the really exciting stuff. Or maybe it's only exciting to me because I'm the chairperson of the committee, our legislative advocacy. During the past 12 months, we've taken positions on legislation that affects businesses. We've signed on to letters with Cal Chambers and met with local, state, national, and international legislators, including promoting chamber members' involvement in advocacy effort, and most recently holding a local legislative day last week with state and local elected officials to discuss the effects of the pandemic on small business and their recovery. See, that wasn't so bad. Our Tourism and Economic Development Committee is currently in the stages of workshops for 2023 to include labor law, sexual harassment, workmen's compensation, government contracting, and more. To conclude, we've held 10 ribbon cuttings, 10 mixers, and we still have 11 more ribbon cuttings and 3 more mixers to complete the 2022 year. As a chamber, we feel that our first year has been incredibly successful. Between our partnerships and our community involvement, we feel that we have created strong ties with our community in this first year as a regional chamber, and we look forward to continued success working with our community to promote prosperity and create a bright future for all members of the Imperial Valley. Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce our mayor, Tomas Oliva.
Back to your
Here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. My name is Tomas Oliva. It is my honor to serve as the mayor of the city of Centro. First, let me go ahead and recognize some dignitaries that are in the room, and I'm going to list them as they were given to me. So first, let me go ahead and recognize my colleagues. So first and foremost, Mayor Pro Tem Marta Cárdenas Singh. Council Member Sylvia Marroquin. Councilmember Edgar Garcia, and Councilmember Cheryl Vegas-Walker. Well, also with us here today is Ann Irigoyen, the President and CEO of the Ivy Regional Chamber of Commerce. Luis Blancarte, Imperial County Board of Supervisors. David Aguirre, Interim CEO or Executive Director, ICTC. We have 2 former El Centro City Council members, Sedalia Sanders and Mr. Jason Johnson. We have 2 members of our Community Services and Library Board. We have Ms. Sonia Carter and Ms. Betty Tucker. Carla Sigmund, Board President, Imperial Valley College. Kara Fisher, Friends of the Community Service Board, Board Member. Kara Fisher. Javier Moreno, Mayor of the City of Calexico. Maria Peinado, Board Member, Central Union High School District. Victor Nava, no, I'm sorry. George Nava, they wrote it wrong, George. I'm so sorry. George Nava, City of Brotherhood. Public Works, Spectrum Advertising, and Kxo Radio. Thank you so much, everyone, for your contribution to making this event possible. Round of applause for them. All right, here we go. All right, so, Madam Mayor Pro Tem, council members, City Manager Piedra, to the residents of El Centro. Every year, the mayor is tasked with delivering the State of the City address to inform the public as to the state of things. It is my honor to stand before you today to inform you that the state of the city is bright. If my memory serves correctly, we have not had an address since early 2020. Everyone in this room can probably guess why. The pandemic put to the test every aspect of our lives, our health, our economies, society, and our very democracy. I think it's important to acknowledge what we went through during those times collectively in order to fully process and recover together. For those that may remember, on March 17, 2020, the city of El Centro declared a state of emergency due to COVID-19. And during that time, I remember many of us thought that it was going to last 2 to 4 weeks, tops, right? I wish I could go back in time and tell myself, hang on, it's gonna take a lot longer than you think. If I can break character for a quick minute, I just wanna share, I remember the days where we would hear random car horns throughout the community because neighbors, friends, and family found a way to still celebrate birthdays with loved ones, what they call birthday caravans. I told myself it's a shame that their birthdays fall in these early months because my birthday falls in September, and at the time, I didn't think it was gonna last until then. But as the weeks and months unfolded, it was obvious that my birthday and the holidays to follow were also going to be impacted. Like many of you, out of caution, I didn't come into close contact with my parents out of fear of exposing them and harming them. I went a full year without hugging my mom, even though she only lives a couple blocks away. Layers of our society became unrecognizable, one of them being our economies. People lost their jobs, saw a reduction in their hours, or had to quit to take care of their families. This has to be said, women were most impacted economically because many of them decided to step back from their jobs to take care of. This resulted in families needing to seek the help of a food bank, financial assistance, utility assistance, and or rent relief or eviction protection. Another layer was our schools. Parents and teachers, like my mother, were introduced to this concept of distance learning, something that for public health was necessary, but it came with consequences for our families, teachers, and children. To protect life, we all had to deviate from our normal routines, and many of us were asked to stay home. But not everyone did. Aside from 2 weeks in April of 2020, the offices of the city remained open for business and continued to provide essential utilities and safety throughout the entire pandemic. Our fire department, in the back, were our lead, coordinating the Emergency Operations Center and working with the county and public health departments on every changing policy. They also coordinated citywide logistics for pandemic essential equipment, supplies, and personnel. The police department dealt with mandatory overtime, scheduling issues, fear of exposing themselves during apprehension of individuals, or exposing their families when they got home. Many of you consciously accepted the risks of your career or your position when accepting it. And we are proud of the fact that you held the line and placed yourselves in harm's way to make sure that others were safe. And then there are those of you who during that time were made aware for the first time that you were essential workers. Those like our city clerk's office, city manager, finance, and human resources. Let me share with you a quick testimony from our human resources department. A human resources employee lost their father due to COVID-19 and returned to work to be on the front lines. While providing guidance on benefits, we listened while coworkers shared their fears and sadness. We remained strong for them so that they wouldn't lose hope. But sometimes we broke into tears ourselves. Imagine receiving a phone call from a coworker having been hospitalized with difficulty breathing and struggling to talk, asking to update their insurance beneficiary. From our nurses to our public safety officers, city staff, bank tellers, and grocery store workers, you went through so much uncertainty, and we can't thank you enough. If I could ask every person in this room who was deemed an essential worker to please stand and be recognized. Essential workers. Thank you so much for what you did. 287 El Centro residents passed away because of the pandemic. That's 287 friends, neighbors, brothers, sisters, parents, and children that are no longer with us. I will share two names with you that come to my mind when I think about those that we lost. First one is Tim Blankenship. The second one is Efren Coronel, whose end of watch was June 3rd of 2020. And I believe the police officers made a quick video. I would like to ask if that could be played. Thank you again to our public safety and our essential workers. One more round of applause for them. All right. So even with all this difficulty, our community came together, and I'm here to tell you that we are bouncing back. Out in the community, parents became teachers' aides at home. Nonprofit organizations stepped up to assist residents with aid and food distribution. The food bank offered additional distribution centers and offered more food boxes to families across the city. Volunteers organized to deliver warm meals and groceries to those quarantining so that they could safely stay home and have access to food. Local healthcare facilities like the El Centro Regional Medical Center assisted in the vaccine rollout and continued to offer crucial medical services and education to the region. We couldn't have bounced back if it wasn't for the United States Congress, who having passed measures such as CARES Act, the Consolidation Appropriations Act of 2021, and the American Rescue Plan. So Congressman, thank you so much for your support. These measures provided coronavirus emergency response and relief funding to states and local governments. These funds allowed for entities such as the Imperial Valley Small Business Development Center as well in offering aid such as payroll protection program, economic injury disaster loans, and the restaurant revitalization fund. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe I was told that the largest amounts of money that came into Imperial County for the restaurant revitalization fund came here to the city of El Centro. Small businesses took advantage of these assistance programs and at times had to reinvent themselves. Let me highlight two of those businesses. First one being Burgers and Beer. Burgers and Beer is a business that pivoted and began to offer food and drinks to go. They added outside structures to provide a safe space for people to enjoy a meal. They continued to employ staff and began offering their menu on delivery service apps. The The Oldies is another business that had to recalibrate to keep their doors open and staff on payroll. They also expanded into the parking lot and provided outside dining with additional lighting. Both businesses are examples of many others that reinvented themselves and benefited from driven owners, guidance from the Imperial Regional Chamber of Commerce and the local SBDC. The state of California as well assisted us by passing measures to protect our residents from eviction protection, expanded Medi-Cal coverage to cover COVID testing and vaccination, rental assistance and relief, and of course, car insurance rebates. I know we all enjoyed that when it came in. So here at the City of El Centro, we certainly did our part and have actively made sure that our residents bounce back. So for the city clerk actively maintained our records, responded to public record requests, and kept track of council's actions such as the declarations of emergency to be able to benefit from the emergency services and funding. Our finance department continued to prepare city budgets and monitored our expenses and revenues, received the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award for 2021 and the 2022 budget. They issued the bonds in the amount of $17.4 million for the construction of this new library. And they kept us at an A+ bond rating. So thank you so much to the finance department for the city for keeping us on track. Public Works Department, the most expensive guy on staff. Where are you at, Abraham? So the Public Works Department ensured that our city's infrastructure is maintained and enhanced to support existing and future development. They actively worked with Caltrans for the relinquishment of Highway 86, which should be coming up very soon, ongoing installation of public bus shelters, maintaining our water, sewer, and drainage system for residents. Residents like Debbie Thu who wrote, "My water main broke recently. This took a day to figure out. I was sickened by the thought of what my water bill might be. Early the next morning, I called the city and asked for help. The woman who took my call, Karina, that morning was extremely pleasant and helpful. Immediately help arrived. Luis Aguilar immediately shut off my water main and was exceptionally polite and well-mannered. I was so impressed with the service that I received. He introduced me to a man named Manuel, another city employee, who came next and explained to me where the problem was coming from. As we chatted about the problem, he continued to dig and discovered where the main line had become disconnected. He did tell me that he would return after his shift was over on his own time to complete the job and cover the repaired pipe. To his credit, he did exactly what he said he would do. Sometimes city and county employees are criticized for their abrupt and often rude treatment of customers, and I must confess that I've been a victim of that very sort of treatment. Your employees were very different, very caring, and extraordinarily helpful. Your agency certainly contributed to the Christmas spirit and made me appreciate what was done for me. Thank you for the service, and please let your employees know how much they were appreciated." Thank you, staff, for giving that level of customer service to our residents. I'm pretty sure her words can only say it better than anything that I could come up with. So, Abraham, congratulations to you and your staff. Public Works also has led the design and future construction of our new police station, which should be coming up very soon. They also designed and finishing up the construction of this new library facility, which I will plug in. The grand opening will be November 10th, so just 1 month away. Please join us for that. They also are very instrumental in the Imperial Avenue extension between Interstate 8 all the way to McCabe Road, paving the way for new commercial and residential construction on the south end of the city. Speaking of development, good segue to the Community Development and Community Services Department, led by our very own Adriana Nava. Where are you at, Adriana? All right, round of applause for Adriana. Her her department has been busy, very busy for the last couple of years. We've seen an average of 357 new business licenses issued in 2021 and 2022. There are approximately 1,348 business license renewals submitted in both years as well, independently. So those are businesses that have decided to stay in El Centro. Since 2021, we have seen new businesses open up. We have Antonio's Meat Market, Bimbo Bakery Warehouse, Hope Cafe, Mochi Nut, Grocery Outlet, and Five Below. Businesses that are upcoming: Home Goods over by the mall, Chipotle, Jersey Mike's, Easy Access Care, Home to Hilton, an extended stay hotel, Dunkin' Donuts and Dairy Queen. They have also been very busy with beautification projects throughout the city, mainly the facade improvement program. This program has revitalized our downtown. Has been the first phase as to what will come in the future, and this program was spearheaded by our very own Mayor Pro Tem Marta Carderacin and Council Member Marroquin. So thank you so much for leading that effort. Part of the beautification project also includes the utility box art, which I believe our very own Emilio and his daughter designed one of those as well. Community events. We had numerous community events. Obviously, the theme is we're bouncing back, right? And community events brings our community together. It brings families together, residents together to socialize once again. So many of those include our Mardi Gras Festival, Slam Fest, youth summer programs, senior events such as Tai Chi and art, our Trunk or Treat event during our Halloween season, Pumpkin Patch at the Aquatic Center, as well as we also had our 4th of July celebration at the Aquatic Center as well, and our Christmas tree lighting ceremony. Aside from events, we also have our park upgrades. If those of you that remember Carlos Aguilar Park, once upon a time it was very scary. I'm gonna admit, it's not necessarily the park that I would have, been hitting up once the sun went down. But this council decided to bring it back and to take hold of it for all of the dense family units, the Section 8, the low income that live just across the street, to make sure that those families have access to a safe, bright, equitable park. And it was a pleasure to be able to be joined by my colleagues and show this new park and be joined by Mr. Aguilar's family that were there with us. Pico Avenue, in case you guys don't know. You guys check it out. Next, we have our Buckland Park Challenge Course. I do remember before the pandemic, Councilmember Cheryl Vegas Walker, Councilmember Edgar Garcia, and I were in San Antonio, Texas for the National League of Cities, and we were afforded a tour of a challenge course park, something that was made specifically for the adolescent age. And we just looked at each other and said, why can't we have that one day, right? Most of our facilities within a park, we're talking swings, we're talking slides, that's something for younger children, but we wanted to attract the adolescents. And so with the help of Measure P, with the help of Proposition 68, we were able to fund a challenge course at Buckland Park. Recently, we were successful in receiving $5.7 million to upgrade Gomez Park, again from Proposition 68. And this park is located on the east side of El Centro, behind the fire station. If you go by there now, there's really nothing much, right? David Gomez was one of our firefighters, and we want to make sure that that park reflects the dignity, the appreciation that we have for our staff. And so we're really looking forward to what that park will look like in the coming years. Still with Adriana's department. New housing projects has been our proud moment here in El Centro. As you know, housing insecurities have been an issue throughout California, and it's been an issue here as well. One way we have addressed this has been leading the charge in Imperial County for new affordable housing projects being completed here in the city of El Centro. Girasol Apartments and El Dorado Family Apartments have brought over 190 affordable housing units to the city. Additional units are scheduled by Chelsea Development across from First Responders Park and on Wake Avenue near In-N-Out. Another housing project that we ventured in is Lotus Living. Lotus Living, also known as the Tiny Home Project, was a successful program in partnership with the Imperial Valley College. And it has provided housing to students and turned the tide for their future. I could describe to you the impact, but we asked them to describe it for us and to you. So I believe we have a video where we have a few students speaking directly about their experience at Lotus Living.
Hi, my name is Jorge Chavez Jr. and I am 22 years old and I'm studying to become a nurse.
My name is Sierra Gibbs. I'm 30 years old. I'm a student at Imperial Valley College and I'm studying to be a business office technician.
My experience here living at the Lotus Living community has been phenomenal. I think I have been able to focus more on school, my studies. I also have more time to do all of my extracurricular activities.
It's been life-changing, to be honest, but in the best way possible. I have a place to call my own now. I can come home from work and know that I'm safe. It's great.
It has helped me by having support from the school and from my neighbors. I think together we have become stronger, we have become more secure and safe, and we can pursue whatever we want to be as a future professional.
Having access to housing now, I've been able to be more dependent without having to be doing it on my own. Like I have help. I know that the people supporting me aren't gonna let me fail, and it's nice to know that you have that support system that I didn't have before. So it's been very helpful.
I love it. I really, truly love it. I think it's a true blessing that I have come across. And I don't think I would have been this far if I wouldn't have this opportunity.
It's gonna help me because I'm going to be able to get on my 2 feet again. I'm gonna get my daughter back living with me. It's gonna open up more doors because I'm networking with a lot of different people from all these different programs. It even put me in a spot where I can get back to the community, where I'm on the Imperial Valley Consultant Care Board. So I'm already giving back to the community with that.
We all struggle in life at one point, and I know we sometimes feel hopeless, but what has helped me navigate through this journey has been true to myself and have faith, because with faith, I think we can really use that as strength to overcome any obstacle and find the right door to our dream.
Even if you are going through struggles, don't ever lose hope, because things can and will change if you want them to. It takes a little, you gotta take the first step to do it, but it's so worth it when you do.
Board President Sigmund, Dr. Johnson, thank you so much for your collaboration for making this possible. Round of applause for President Dr. Johnson and President Sigmund. Next, we have public safety. For the first time in many years, the police department and fire department will be fully staffed before the end of the year. An accomplishment that hasn't been had since my understanding of 10 years for the fire department and many years for the police department. According to Chief Sawyer, Sergeant Thompson, in a recent presentation to the El Centro City Council, overall crime is down. They are, however, working with the Sheriff's Department and Superior Court to be able to take criminals off the street and keep them detained. They also identified mental health services as being crucial, part of the department and part of the response situation. Because we've identified mental health services as being extremely important, City Council also supported the concept of having an emotional support dog for our public safety officers. I believe we have Brentley right there. who is able to help our dispatchers cope, our firefighters, and our police department. I will never forget, I think it was Chief Cesenia who expressed to me just how little we appreciate our dispatchers, because think about it for 1 second. These are the folks that receive frantic phone calls constantly. They are constantly hearing people with high anxiety, right, in an emergency situation. And while they are connecting them with the best resources, many a time do not know what the resolution is. So they are left holding that anxiety, that stress, that emergency feeling. And so I'm very happy that the council was able to support this concept and hope that you find healthier ways to cope with the stresses of your job. Looking forward, as I mentioned, the 5.7 million from the state, we look forward to the improvements to Gomez Park. In the coming months, perhaps year, look forward to the construction of the new police station, the completion of the largest single investment of Measure P approved by the voters, totaling $14.3 million, with IT upgrades including Wi-Fi in some parks, community center upgrades, additional resources and vehicles for the fire department and police department, improved lighting at various parks, the creation of El Centro's first dog park, and more special events. We will continue to work with our regional and state and federal partners to make sure that our needs are met regarding the Colorado River water allocation and Lithium Valley in its extraction tax sharing measure. So before I close, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you two names, Dolores Lopez and Sara Villanueva. They were my grandmothers, who were very proud of me. They passed in 2020 and 2021, not because of COVID, because of age. They didn't make it to see me become mayor and deliver this address. But my parents are here with me, my parents Angelica and Jose Luis Oliva, right here in the front. They are immigrants themselves who made the journey to provide me and my sisters with a better life. So I'd like to dedicate this address to them and parents like them that give everything for their children. I started off by saying the state of the city is bright, and our future is shining with opportunity. So thank you all for being here. May God bless you and the city of El Centro. Thank you so much.